single potato sits on my cutting board right now, catching the last of the afternoon light through the kitchen window. There's a knife beside it and a little dirt still on the skin. That's all it is, the cheapest thing in this whole house, the kind of thing rolling around in a drawer in your kitchen at this very moment. And in a minute or two, I'm going to cut it into thin, wet, pale slices, and those slices are going to do quietly what a $200 jar of glass and gold lettering promises on a department store counter and so rarely delivers. My name is Rachel. I am 64 years old, and I have spent most of my life learning the things my grandmother knew without ever writing them down, the things women used on their skin long before there was an industry standing between us and our own faces. She kept a potato on the windowsill the way other women kept perfume, and I laughed at her for it once. I don't laugh anymore. When people ask me what I use, the honest answer is often something that cost me pennies and came out of the pantry. By the end of our time together today, you are going to know exactly how to turn one ordinary potato into a brightening, hydrating, tone evening treatment that softens the look of dark spots and leaves your skin looking fresher and more awake. And just as importantly, you're going to know which of the potato claims floating around online are real and which are pure wishful thinking, because I won't lie to you to keep you watching. That's not how I do this. Now here's the part that should make you a little angry, and I want you to sit with it. There is an entire aisle built on the very thing we're about to make in a bowl for almost nothing. $80, $150, $300 for a dark spot corrector or a brightening serum in a bottle the size of your thumb. Fear marketing on the back of every label. And you buy it, and it runs out, and you buy it again next month because the whole model is built on you buying it again next month. I want to be careful here, because I'm not telling you there's a villain in a boardroom somewhere hiding the potato from you in a locked vault. It's simpler than that, and honestly, it's almost worse. A potato costs pennies. It's already in your house. It cannot be trademarked, it cannot be patented, and no company can sell it back to you on a subscription. There is no money in a thing a woman already owns, so no one advertises it, no one puts it on a billboard, and slowly the knowledge just goes quiet. The silence isn't a conspiracy. It's just math. And the women who paid the price for that silence are the ones who were never told. So let me tell you what almost everyone gets wrong about these spots. The brown mottled marks on your cheeks, on your temples, on the backs of your hands where the light catches them when you're driving. People treat them like dirt, like a stain you failed to scrub off. And they carry this quiet shame, as though the spots are proof they let themselves go. I need you to put that down right now. Those spots are not dirt, and they are not neglect. They are little clusters of extra pigment, melanin, that your skin made on purpose, over years, to protect itself from the sun. They sit mostly in the upper layers of your skin, right where the light shows them off. That's it. It's sun history. It's a record of every summer you lived through. And because that's what they are, the goal is not to bleach them, and it is not to erase them. I want you to hear that clearly, because it's where the honesty lives in everything I'm about to teach you. We are going to gently support a more even tone, calm things down, and lighten the look of those spots over weeks, not overnight and not forever, if you skip the one thing that matters most. Because here is why almost every home remedy fails. A woman treats the spot faithfully for a week, then goes out into the afternoon sun with a bare face and re-earns the very spot she just faded. She treats it and re-earns it, treats it and re-earns it, and decides the remedy doesn't work. The remedy worked, the sunscreen was missing. So what is actually in this humble potato? There's a modest amount of vitamin C, which is a real antioxidant, the same family of ingredient those expensive serums brag about. Only here, it's sitting in something you can hold in your palm. There are gentle plant compounds and enzymes and a great deal of water. Together, they give you mild antioxidant support and a soft, gradual evening of the surface tone. Now, I'm not going to hand you a science lecture. If you want the word for the enzyme people point to, they call it catecholase. And now you can forget it, because you do not need the word to use the potato. You just need to know it's gentle, it's real, and it works on the surface, slowly. And let me be plain about what it will not do, because this is exactly where they'd rather I stop talking. A potato will not reach down and rebuild the deep structure of your face. It will not remove a spot permanently in 3 days. Anyone who tells you a vegetable erases wrinkles forever is selling you the same lie in a friendlier apron. What it genuinely does, hydrate, soothe, add antioxidant support, and soften the look of surface pigment over time, is real, and it is enough to see a difference. Under-promise and let your own mirror surprise you. Now let me walk you through how to actually use it, step by step, because the details are where this lives or dies. The first and simplest way is the slice. You take your potato, you wash it well, and you cut 2 thin, wet slices, thin enough that the juice beads up on the cut face. You lay them on clean skin, right over the spots or under the tired eyes, and you rest for 10 minutes. That's it. Twice a week to start. The cool water content depuffs, the juice does its gentle work, and you get up looking a little more awake. My grandmother did exactly this while the bread was rising. The second way is the grated compress, and this is stronger. You grate about half a potato, you catch the pulp and the juice in a bit of clean cloth or thin gauze, and you press that against the spots for 10 minutes. More juice contact, more of that gentle brightening. Again, twice a week, 10 minutes, no more. There is no prize for leaving it on an hour. More time does not mean more result. It just means an irritated face. The third is the juice and cotton method for the backs of the hands, where so many of us hate what we see. You grate the potato, squeeze the juice into a little bowl. You'll get maybe a tablespoon or two, dip a cotton pad, and wipe it over the backs of your hands. Let it dry. Rinse it after 10 minutes. Hands take the sun and the water and the years harder than almost anywhere, and they respond to steady, patient care. The fourth is my favorite for dryness: potato and a half teaspoon of plain yogurt. The potato brightens, the yogurt's mild lactic acid gently lifts dull surface cells, and the fat in it comforts thirsty skin. A tablespoon of grated potato, half a teaspoon of yogurt, 10 minutes, rinse. This one leaves the skin feeling soft in a way you'll notice that same evening. The fifth, for firmness and glow before an occasion, is potato with a few drops of honey. Honey draws water into the skin and calms it. Mix a spoon of the juice with a quarter teaspoon of honey, smooth it on, 10 minutes. It won't tighten you like a machine. I promise you nothing tightens like a machine except a machine. But skin that is well hydrated and calm simply looks firmer and plumper, because dehydrated skin is what shows every crease. The sixth is the eye method, and here I want you gentle. The thin skin under the eye loves the cool and the water of the potato. A slice or a little juice on a cotton round laid over closed eyes, 10 minutes lying down. It softens the look of puffiness and darkness. It does not remove under eye bags surgically. It makes tired eyes look rested, and some mornings that is worth everything. The seventh, and the one I want to slow down on, is safety, because this is the part I actually went back and forth on including, since the industry would much rather I didn't put it plainly. Before you use any of this on your face, do a patch test. A little on the inside of your wrist or behind your ear, wait a day, make sure your skin is happy. Every skin is its own country. And this next one matters most of all. The potato itself is not sun sensitizing, but if you ever get tempted by the lemon and potato mixtures you'll see online, understand that citrus on the skin plus sunlight can burn and stain you worse than you started. Citrus and sun is never. Do it at night, rinse it fully, or simply leave the lemon out. And notice how I speak about all of this. We are evening your tone and fading the look of spots. I will never tell you to bleach or whiten your skin, because no skin tone is better than another, and because that language belongs to the fear sellers, not to us. This is topical care with food. It is not medicine, and it is not a cure for any skin condition. If something on your skin is changing, growing, or bleeding, that is a day for a doctor, not a potato. Now let me answer the questions I can hear you asking, because you should be asking them. Does this really work, or is it just a nice ritual? It genuinely helps. Hydration, antioxidant support, and a softer look to surface pigment are real and measurable in your own mirror over 4 to 6 weeks. What it is not is instant or permanent. If you want a magic overnight erasure, I don't have one, and neither does the $300 jar. It just charges you more to be disappointed. Isn't natural just a slower version of the expensive thing? Sometimes slower, yes, and sometimes gentler is the whole point. The harsh commercial fade creams built on high-strength hydroquinone can, used carelessly and long-term, irritate skin and even backfire. Slow and kind, done faithfully, beats fast and harsh, done fearfully. And what about my dermatologist? Keep her. I mean that. A good dermatologist is a gift, and nothing I say replaces one. This isn't a war between the potato and medicine. It's a war between you and the marketing that convinced you the answer had to be expensive and had to arrive by mail every month. Step back with me for a moment. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that anything worth doing to our own faces had to be complicated, clinical, and costly. That our grandmothers were simply ignorant and we are simply enlightened so long as we keep paying. But those women read their own skin the way they read the weather. They knew what the pantry could do. We didn't get smarter, we got sold to. And the quiet, almost radical act is to reach for the vegetable on the windowsill and remember that you were never as helpless as the label wanted you to feel. So here is your assignment, clean and simple. Buy a bag of potatoes, $1 or $2 for enough to last a month. Twice a week, 10 minutes, slices on the face, or the grated compress on the spots, or the juice on the backs of your hands. Once a week, add the half teaspoon of yogurt for softness. Patch test first, skip the lemon or save it for nighttime and rinse it clean. And every single morning without exception, wear your sunscreen. Because that is the difference between fading a spot and fading it forever. That's the whole thing. Pennies, 10 minutes, and patience. I want to hear from you and I read every comment myself. Everyone. So tell me, where do your spots bother you most? Your face or the backs of your hands? Tell me your age and how long you've been fighting them, because I answer where I can and other women read your words and feel less alone. And before you go, next time, I'm going to show you the one thing sitting in your refrigerator door right now that firms and tightens the look of the skin better than most of the lifting creams I've ever tested, and the simple mistake almost everyone makes that keeps it from working. You'll want to be there for that one. Until then, take care of yourself, and remember, the women who came before us knew things about their own skin that we are only just beginning to remember.